All right, tonight the City Council is going to kick off a new initiative, which is going to include a monthly review of the economic strengths which enrich the city of Schenectady. This review will include presentations by an array of economic contributors, including locally based corporations and industry, area business districts representing small and family-owned businesses, and other economic sectors from healthcare to service to education and nonprofits. These presentations will highlight the economic impact these local businesses, corporations, and/or organizations have on Schenectady's economy, including generated revenue, number of local jobs, innovation and production, along with a review of the history and future planning of the business. According to Richard Florida in his book, Who's Your City?, today's key economic factors, talent, innovation, and creativity, are not distributed evenly across the global economy. They concentrate in specific locations. It is my belief that Schenectady is one of these locations, and if not yet fully realized, soon will be. Our guest tonight has successfully engaged with these economic factors, either through his own innovation, talent, and/or creativity, or by networking and empowering those assets in others. In an online business review article by Michael DeMasi entitled "Philip Morris Expands Proctors," he described Philip Morris as follows: after 10 years on the job, a decade in which he has tripled ticket sales, Proctors CEO Philip Morris shows no sign of slowing down. Philip Morris has done more than a front-row seat to downtown Schenectady's resurgence over the past decade. He has been the band leader. As Chief Executive Officer at Proctors, Philip Morris led the historic theater on State Street through a $30 million expansion that attracted hugely popular Broadway touring shows, filling restaurants and hotel rooms and boosting the local economy. So I'm very happy to have with us tonight Philip Morris. So, Philip, come on up.
Can the presenter tell us where he lives also? Thank you.
Yep. And if you want to use one of the microphones with the...
If it's necessary, if not, we'll speak up.
You should.
I should use the microphone?
Yes, for the television. Carl, would you give...
Great. Thank you.
It'll come on. It'll come on.
Automatically. Perfect. Look at that. My format today for this is called Picha Kucha. Something I read about in a U.S. Air magazine about 5 years ago, and it ends up that many places do it as a format for sharing information. It's supposed to be about 20 slides, 20 seconds each. That's all. And I don't read the slides. I talk about something else while you read the slides, because I assume you're smart enough to read. And it's really interesting because most people don't do stuff like this with PowerPoint. Anyway, there was a Picha Kucha format being organized in the capital region for us to share information about all kinds of stuff around the region. For this lady, I live at 47 Skirmahorn Road in Schenectady, which is in Rotterdam, and I also own a house in the Stockade. I was sort of amazed when I first came here 10 years ago. When the board interviewed me, I asked the question, what happened downtown? And I couldn't get over it, and you all lived through it, you all saw it. Clearly, the changes that had happened to the city were immense, and revitalizing the city was more than just money, but was reimagining who we were. I believe that the work that you did, the city did, the county did, Metroplex did, we did, donors did to revitalize the city and rechange it and rebrand it has been pretty remarkable, as these numbers will show and bear out. Just to think about 1,728 events in 1 year is a pretty remarkable understanding of what happens in our downtown now versus a decade ago when Proctors maybe would have done 80 or 70. I am really proud that the work we do is not just around our downtown, but in fact around an education program of substance. Every kid in Schenectady High School has come to our facility more than once in their school life. In fact, 2.5 times if you were to average all the numbers. And our goal is for that to grow to 5. We're in the school. with full-time teaching resident in video and media, working with teachers to get kids who are at risk of dropping out of school to find English interesting and to use English to create media to stay in school and be interested in what happens. We have a broad reach, and we have a broad reach in the capital region, trying very hard to make our facility sort of the powerhouse of the region, to be honest. And with that, we are ticketing for others, we are running capital rep, we're having conversations, as you all know, with potentially a relationship with the Universal Preservation Hall in Saratoga. Probably the thing that's most odd about us, as many of you know, is our power plant. We're heating and cooling about 1.4 million square feet of downtown, including the new TransFinder building, the Hampton Inn, the city center with the Y and MVP and all the rest. There's no other theater in the world that we know of that does that. And as that slide did say, we've reduced our carbon footprint as a community by 40 pounds an hour, which always amazes me to think of it in terms of bowling balls. That's a lot, and that's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is also about economics, and we believe that our efforts have yielded about a $45 million economic impact. It's pretty substantial, it's pretty broad, it hits housing, it hits food, it hits hoteling, it hits construction, it hits design, a lot of places. At the same time, our tickets don't pay for everything by a long shot. And so ticketing is about 67% of our revenue. We earn about 86% of our revenue, and the other 14% is continuous philanthropy, without which we wouldn't be open. Not to mention over 1,200 volunteers who, on average, are putting 40 to 45 nights a year into having Proctors run well as ushers, bartenders, concession people, and our stores. So the community effort, the community enterprise is remarkable, and that's probably why it works. If this was any less than everybody's living room, I don't think it would be what it is. Thank you, and I'm open for any questions.
Okay. Any questions from the council? No? Okay, well, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate all you do
Thank you.
for this city.